So with the language, there's a couple things I wish I would have practiced a little more in the MTC that I didn't practice as much. And that is the Ö and the Ü sounds. So, for example, a really good word is shoelace. Shoelace and camera. Okay, I'm gonna give you two examples. Shoelace is zipefuzu. I still can't even say it right to this day, I think. And then camera is fincape azugape. So if you can say your Ö and your Ü right, then you'll get the language down pretty quickly at the beginning. You'll get a pretty good head start. Because a lot of missionaries go in there and they say Ü, or like Tsipufuzu. You don't want to say that, because Hungarians can definitely tell the difference in the intonation when you say Ü and Ü. It's crazy. I mean, you're listening to this right now, you probably can't tell the difference, but they can tell the difference, and they're really picky about it. And they will correct you in the language. They're really nice about that as well. They'll really help you with the language. In a lot of countries, they kind of give you a hard time for trying to learn their language, but in Hungary, they really, really admire you. So if you go to Hungary and you get your Ü and your Ü down, then the people will be really impressed. So that's something that I wish I would have practiced a little bit more. And another one is zöld. It means green, but I mean, to this day, I feel like I still can't even say it right. It's like zöld. It just feels weird coming out of an American mouth, like it's just, I don't know, it's strange. So it definitely feels weird. You definitely have to get used to a lot of it, but that comes with just repetition. Read your Book of Mormon in Hungarian all the time. Write down every word that you hear. Don't write down words during a program, because that's what I did, and it was super ineffective because, I mean, obviously you're not really paying attention to what's necessarily going on in the program. You're paying attention to too much on the vocab. So just my advice would be to maybe write down words in the program and then look them up later. So don't write down words and look up words in the program, just so you can kind of understand what's going on, because you're not going to get anywhere near the conversation if you're trying to do that word by word. There's no way. So just do it when you get home, and it's a lot more effective that way, and study it throughout the day. I made a goal to do 10 words every single day for the rest of my mission, and that's what I tried, and I stuck to it. And if you don't get to memorizing 10 words every day, if you have that goal, at least you get to memorize 6 or 7, and it all adds up. So, I mean, you really will get a huge head start on the language if you do that. Don't be afraid to mess up. Just go in there and speak. You may sound like a dummy, you think, but I mean, even if you do, just keep on talking. That's the only way, especially with the Hungarian language, that you can learn the language. A lot of missionaries give up early in their mission before even halfway, and they see themselves coming up on the end at the end of their mission, and they can't even really speak the language because they don't put that repetition in, they don't put that practice in. So, and use the words that you learn every day. Don't just memorize them and then never use them. Really use them in your everyday speech. And again, just don't be afraid to mess up. Read the Blue Book. You guys will know what the Blue Book is, or the grammar book. Read it all the time. Don't just read it once, keep on reading it over and over again, and that'll really help you a lot too. For me, I honestly thought, when I got to the country, I honestly thought I was never going to be able to really get the language down like some of the elders. I mean, I just thought they were language gurus because of how well they were speaking the language when I first got to the country. It was nuts to me. I was like, wow, how are they speaking that? Like, how do they say that word? But it just comes with time. If you don't think it'll come, it will come if you practice. If you put that repetition in, it will. And I mean, you have the Lord on your side. You have the gift of tongues. Pray for that every single day of your mission. That'll really help you. Always pray in Hungarian. That always helped me as well. And yeah, so just speak it all you can. Just give it your best, and it'll come.